Yes. Just reporting in Linux styly from the ubiquitous nightly distro that I use, which is of course the MIYO Linux. Salute semplice. And I was scratching my head wondering how long I've had this on this machine. This machine being the Celeron 1005M 1.9 gigahertz sub i3 Toshiba satellite. Oh yeah, there are no Toshibas anymore, are there? They're now Dynabook. Dynabook took over, and the drive and storage Toshiba stuff's been taken over by some with a lot of K's and O's and X's or something. Couldn't honestly remember what it is, but I know I've got an NVMe drive made by them in one of their Hewlett-Packards. Any road. So I was thinking, how long have I had this installed on this machine? Well, here's a scrot from whenever. You can open in anything. I'm so unused to spinning Rust and opening things. It's not going to open. It's not going to open. Open Ristretto. Do it that way. Okay, so here you see it. Obviously, this is one of the old machines because I think it's the one of only two machines I've got now that are 1366 768. Yeah, this is where I was changing the. Well, I was just running an update. Back in, it's not dated, but the picture is dated. Back in 19th of October 2022 on this machine. So I don't know if that was the first update I did, and I only had it since October, but I've got a feeling that this has been on here since maybe August 2022. So yeah, I know that doesn't seem like an awful lot for people who use Windows or Mac OS or anything like that, but as far as a Linux distro's life goes, for a person who does the installs themselves, this has stayed on pretty well for a good long time. Let's see, we're looking at that's 6 months. 6 months already, so that's not bad. Solid use every single night, every single day of the week. And it's been absolutely fine for what I use it for, which is like web browsing and watching BBC iPlayer or watching YouTube late at night, through the night in fact, because I don't do a lot of sleeping anymore. I work all day, doze in the evening, and I'm awake all night. It's a good life. So yeah, I'm just checking in. So as for the other machines, I couldn't honestly tell you what's on the Satellite Pro because I haven't had that powered up for ages. All three of the Hewlett-Packards have still got, by the way, after 2 weeks, Open Mandriva on them, rolling release. Open Mandriva Rome. And you know what? Chuffed to bits with it. It works really, really well. And it works really, really well on these two of which are very modern machines, so happy with that. Main machine, well, which one? Right, the one I've got downstairs, the main one I use when I come in from work is running Debian, and that's the i7, I think it's a 4th generation i7. It's got 20 gigs of RAM. Yeah, and that's been on there for a good long time as well. The other one, which has only got the 750 Ti graphics card in, and that's an i5, 4th generation i5 I believe. That's got MX. Oh yeah, I'm still using MX. But the thing of it is, having more than one computer, all you end up seeming to do is, barring a couple which are purposed for certain things like this one, which is for my nighttime viewing, and the one downstairs which I do all my banking and YouTubing and content creation on. They just end up being machines that you just put a new operating system on, try it out, try it out, see if it's going to work. Thankfully for me, in the last couple of weeks, months, there hasn't really been anything interesting enough to want to try, bearing in mind how few current Linux releases actually take advantage of some of the hardware in my new, like within the last year, factory built Hewlett-Packard laptops. So there's not an awful lot of Linux out there that will actually run on them. I struck gold with OpenMandriva, and Ubuntu worked, but that just felt so damn uncomfortable. I never feel comfortable on Ubuntu anymore. OpenMandriva was nice to go back to, because the first Linux I ever tried was Mandrake 8, all the way back in the day. So anyway, that's just checking in and having a bit of a chin wag and a bit of talking bolax at you. And now I'm going to do an update on here. It's nice having a root account. As you see, I'm still on the German mirror. Okay, what's it got to tell me? 8 packages can be upgraded. So this is the advantage of running a stable system. Should I dist upgrade? I believe that's what Synaptic does by default. Yeah, let's go for it. Whoa! So it needs to download a new kernel, a new Firefox, various libraries, Xserver Core. Wow. And Xserver Legacy. Right. Oh, but it's only 71 meg. 71 meg. And it will free up nearly a gig of disk space. So yeah, obviously I'm going to go for that. So the default is yes, which is why it's got it in the capital. So let's go with it. So what else to really tell you? Nothing really. My dad seems to be rallying. He's 83, he's old up in hospital. They've cured him of what they took him in for, but he's been laying in the bed there so long that he can barely move. So they've got to get him moving again. So it's sort of like, geez, why don't they just give him treatment in his flat at home? Well, he could still move about. Every time he goes into hospital, he seems to get more sick. The last time he was in before this, he picked up norovirus and kindly gave it to all of us. So we were throwing up and had diarrhea and everything for about a week each, which was great. Then he caught COVID in the hospital the next time and beat it off. This is a frail old man in his early 80s, beat off COVID, just shook it off. That's having good lungs for you, that is. Yeah. He's a tough cookie when he wants to be. But anyway, he's still in there, and he's trying to get well enough to get home. He's missed the Six Nations, obviously, but there's still a bit of the motor racing to go, I believe. And of course, he does love his wildlife programs too. Back to work tomorrow. Had a really short week last week. We had the long Easter weekend, Then I did 3 days work. Well, would have done if there'd been the work there to do. There was so little that I took the Friday off. And I needed the dentist anyway, so that was £60 for a checkup. Easy come, easy go. Managed to not spend the weekend drunk this time, which was nice, because I don't actually enjoy it. And does nothing for the steadiness of the hands, does it? So that's it, we've updated on our wonderful MIYO Linux. And now I'm going to get on to my internet viewing. Thanks for watching. This is a dandy machine. Dandy machine, this. Do love it. And the operating system. And you can't say dandy without saying Dan. And he's the guy that made this. Oh, but this is such a slow machine. Spinning rust on the slow network connection. Serves me well though. Adios amigos. Be healthy, be good. And don't let the bastards grind you down.